Hello geometry students. Today is the first day of your online video lessons and I'm going to talk about our classroom syllabus. And so first off, I want to remind you that you can visit our classroom webpage. The easiest way to find that classroom webpage is to just go ahead and Google Hefty and geometry, and it will probably be your first link. And so in that page, remember that you can access all of your assignments. Here's where you're going to find your classroom videos. Here's where you're going to get your download of your notes if you haven't downloaded your Chapter 1 notes yet. And you're going to be able to have access to an online book, which I'll get set up for you. And so you're going to familiarize yourself with this in the next few days. In your syllabus, I talk about what's covered in each quarter. If you're interested in reading through that, you can in your leisure. I'm not going to talk about that at this point. Let's talk about my expectations in this class. I expect you to respect the rights of other students to learn and the teacher's right to teach. So if I'm up in front of the room doing any instructing, I expect you to be quiet and to be listening. And same thing with when one of your other students in the classroom is talking to the whole class. You need to be quiet as well. Bring your materials to class and use them accordingly. Please bring your notebook, your binder, and your calculator every day. Keep your hands, feet, and objects and comments within the limit. No put downs in my room, please, and no name calling. Sometimes you think you're joking, but people can have hurt feelings that way. Take responsibility for your learning. During this class, we're going to have a lot of work time. You're going to be working in your teams. Be an active participant during class. If you don't understand something, watch a video again, look at the examples in the book. Make sure you're doing your homework, and when you don't know how to do problems, you're seeking help. No cell phones are allowed in my classroom or iPods. Now, there are times where you might say, I'd like to use my iPod to access the even answers. I'm going to use my iPod to watch the video. Those kinds of things are acceptable. I'm going to listen to my music right now while I'm working on my homework. That would not be acceptable because I want you to be able to communicate within your teams. If we have an issue with any of these expectations in the room, the first thing is I'm probably going to ask you to stay after class. And I'll talk to you about that. If we continue to have problems, then you will be assigned a detention. And if we end up having more major problems, you could be referred to the office. And these don't always have to follow that order. If we have a huge problem, you're being disrespectful, I may send you to the office right away. What materials do you need for this class? You need to bring your textbook. Later on, we're going to have our online textbook, and you can use that. You need to bring your calculator every day. Every day. You may not need to use it every day, but have it available. Have a binder with your paper in it and keep things organized. You're going to be working in pencil, and then you need to have earbuds and headphones as well so that when you're watching online videos and things like that, you have something to listen to them to. How is our classroom going to be handled? What is our daily procedures? You're going to watch the videos at night at home. So you're going to get your lessons at night at home off of YouTube. Then the next day in class, you're going to pick up a laptop and you're going to do what's called a clue. Checking for learning and understanding. I want to see if you've watched that video and you understand what happened. You're going to do that through a program called Moodle. So you're going to use the computer, you're going to take a quiz, and it's going to correct it for you right there. Those are worth 5 points. They go in the homework category. They count as a homework assignment. And then after you get done with your clue, you're going to work on your homework. You're going to work on your book work in class. You're going to work in your teams. If you need any help, raise your hand. If nobody in your team knows how to do the problem, I can come over and assist you. Assignments. So your assignments are going to be done during the class hour. You're going to be assigned both odds and evens. Your odd answers are in the back of the book, And on our classroom webpage, you can access those evens. Make sure you're checking your answers. When you're playing basketball, you keep your eyes open when you shoot a basket. Same thing in math. You want to keep your eyes open when you're doing your math problems. Check and see if you make that shot. Check and see if you got that math question correct. Assignments are done in pencil. Do not do them in pen. They will be reduced 1 point. When you do your homework assignments, you have to have complete work shown or you're going to lose points. I handle homework assignment grading a little bit different maybe than your previous math teacher. Each assignment is going to be worth 5 points. You're going to get 2 points for completeness, and then I'm going to look at 3 problems. 3 of those points, I'm going to look at the paper and I'm going to check those problems to see if you've done them correct and you've done them completely. And I'm going to show you that in just a minute. I'm going to show you a paper and show you how I grade it. Those assignments are going to be due the next day. So when you finish 1-1 video, then the next day in class you're going to work on 1-1 homework. If you get that assignment, the 1-1 homework, in by the end of that day, then you'll get extra credit. It's due the next day at the beginning of the hour. I do not take late homework. Do not take late homework. It will result in a 0. So you need to get your assignments turned in on time. Let's take a look at a homework assignment. Here, Joe Smith's homework assignment. Up here at the top, you can see, this is what you're going to see at the top of your paper all the time. This first number is on completeness. It should be a 2 if you've done all the problems and you've shown your work. So if it's complete and done. The second number is worth 3 points. Those are the ones that I'm checking to see if you've done them right or not. I'm checking the answer and the work is what I do there. So let's take a look at Joe Smith's homework assignment. First thing I do is I look to see, okay, did Joe do all of the problems? It's 8 through 24 right here. And do you guys see here? 14 to 19. Look at, Joe has skipped some problems. So he has not done the whole assignment. He should not get a 2. 2 is if you get them all done and it looks like you're showing all your work. So I've given him a 1.5 because he has done a decent amount of it. Then I pick 3 problems. Do you see how I've circled the 3? They're right here, 10. I look at 10 and I'm checking the answer. Okay, 10 has the correct answer. And then now I'm looking at this next one, which is I think 21. There's no work shown there. Yeah, these are the correct answers. X equals 65 is the correct answer and Y equals 5 is the correct answer, but there's no work there. So it's wrong. Do you see that check mark there? So that's incorrect. And then number 22 is the other one I'm looking at, and it's incorrect. This is not correct right here. The answer is 48. This work is wrong. So only one of them, 10 is the only one correct that I'm checking. So there's a 1 right here. So this person, Joe Smith, got a 2.5 out of 5 on his homework assignment. Now, if you turn your homework in early, you're going to see a 2.5, and then you're also going to see a +1. So had Joe turned this in early as well, he would get a 3.5 is what he'd end up with. Now, if you just write down answers and it looks like, okay, I don't really see anything here, I'm not going to give you extra credit if it looks like you truly haven't done this homework assignment. Tests and quizzes. They're going to be announced. Quizzes are usually about 15 points. I'll give you a review when you take a quiz or a test. Tests are going to be 20 to 25 questions. Now, I handle my tests a little bit differently maybe than your other math teachers. Your tests are going to be worth 100 points. To get credit, you have to have the correct answer as well as the correct work. So you have to have complete work shown and the correct answer. I don't give any partial credit. So maybe your math teacher said, okay, looks like you're on the right track. It's worth 5. I'm going to give you 1 point. It's either right or wrong. The neat thing about this class is then you can come in and do test corrections. So then you're going to get an opportunity to earn points back is what you're going to do. I will do an announcement on that, and you will do your corrections. You can use your notes when you do corrections. So on correction day, I'll hand back your tests. You'll get your notebook out. You'll look at the ones that you've gotten wrong. You'll use your notes as support. No book can be used on corrections. Make sure you understand that every year some students will try and take their book out. Books are not allowed on corrections. When you're absent on a test or a quiz day, you're expected to make that up within 2 days, and I'll let you do it right in class. So you come back the next day, you can take your test right during my class hour. Binders, you're going to be expected to print your notes out, and I've talked about that before, and you're going to be expected to take notes. You're going to be expected to keep your binder organized, and I will be grading your binder, so make sure you keep all of your notes organized and you're writing things down as you view your lesson videos. Passes. You're given 3 passes. I've already talked about this before. You get 2 points of extra credit. They go into tests and quizzes. So make sure you're trying to take care of business before you get to my classroom. Absences, you're responsible for the work you've missed. Make sure you turn those in. If you miss a day and there's an assignment due, make sure you get that to me. If you're absent, you get 2 days. Pay attention to that. You get 2 days to make up your work. If you go on field trips, you're responsible for that work that you miss, and I expect you to have it done when you come back from your field trip. Grading. 80% comes from tests and quizzes, and 20% comes from homework. Semester grade, that's first quarter, second quarter, and your semester test. That breakdown is right there, and that's also on the syllabus that I gave you. And then the grading percentage of the breakdown is listed there as well. And the last thing is if you ever need any help, A, you can get help during class time. B, I'm here every morning at 7:30. Or if you would like to come after school, please talk to me. Okay, I'd like to come after school. Also, if you need help, you could come during guided study, the math lab, or come to my room and we can get some assistance through that. So, welcome to Platteville Geometry with Mrs. Hefty. Have an awesome year.